It's only 2 weeks to Christmas, and are you still hunting for that perfect gift for the comic book collector in your life? Well, wait no further. I've got the answer for you. Right now, over on my Instagram page, I've got my holiday comic book mystery box for sale. They are $35 shipped, and every book in the box will either be a first appearance, a key issue, a DC, Marvel, or Indie #1, and even some fire covers. The more boxes you buy, the cheaper they are, and every box that you purchase enters you into a giveaway for one of the GPs. We've got Tier 1 unlocked right now. We're almost ready to get Tier 2 unlocked, so I'm going to go ahead and announce what the Tier 3 prize is going to be later this week, so make sure you look out for that. Today, we're going to talk about the first appearances and key issues for the greatest day of the week. New Comic Book Day, December 15th, 2021. Also, make sure you hang around to the end of the video as I announce the winner from last week's giveaway and show you the prizes for this week's giveaway. All right, let's get started. I'm Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we get into all the first appearances, the key issues, the cool covers, this new comic book day, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that now. Hit that subscription button. Turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content. Smash that like button and leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this week's picks. And as I said in the introduction, make sure you hang around to the end as I'm going to show you the books for this week's giveaway and announce the winner from last week. All right, now with all that out of the way, let's jump into our first category. And as always, that's the covers. First up on our covers list this week is from DC, and that is Batman the Imposter #3. The Cover B variant by Lee Bermejo. Gorgeous cover in my opinion. It's got a white background and Batman just kind of standing there holding the cowl. Absolutely dope, and I love Lee Bermejo's art. And this one had to make the list, and it's a must pick up for me this week. Staying with DC, we've got Wonder Girl #6, the Cover B variant by Artgerm. A beautiful, beautiful cover of Wonder Girl, Yara Flor. Just absolutely gorgeous. Love Artgerm's work, and this is a classic Artgerm cover. And my last cover of the week is actually two covers. It's one title that had two covers that I really liked, and that's Miles Morales, Spider-Man #33. The first cover is the Cover B variant by In-Hyuk Lee, and then this gorgeous incentive covers, the 1/25 variant by Mateus. Absolutely gorgeous covers. Really dig both of them. They're two completely opposite styles and looks, but I dig them both, and books I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for cover purchases this week. All right, now with covers done, let's jump over to our second prints. And we haven't had any for the past 2 weeks, but we do have one this week. It's actually a third print, and it is Recount #1. Now this is the third print of Recount, which is being made into a TV show. It's a very, very hot book, the A cover on the secondary market, and I think this third print will be one to be on the lookout for as well. So as I said, that's the only multiple print this week. So let's go ahead and jump into our key issues. And as always, we start with DC. And the first book on the list this week is Robin and Batman #2. In this, Dick Grayson is struggling in his training to be Robin, and Batman decides the young man needs a break and takes him to meet the Justice League. In an awe-inspiring moment, he meets the world's greatest heroes and their sidekicks. Will these Teen Titans get along? So this is basically, I guess, almost like an origin story, going back and telling when Robin met the Teen Titans, or the group of people that would ultimately form the Teen Titans. So I think that's a pretty cool book and a definite key from DC this week. Then the only other book from DC this week is a one-shot, and it's a holiday special, and that's 'Tis the Season to Be Freezin' #1. Love that title. It rhymes. I'm all about that. See, I could be on DJ Lynx's In the Mix with the way I just said that. 'Tis the season to be freezing, right? I can do it. But anyway, one-shot holiday special. DC puts these out every year. I think these are a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to give this one a read. Okay, that's it for the DC books. Let's jump over into Marvel, and the first book on our list is Amazing Spider-Man #81, and in this book, Ben Reilly takes on Miles Morales. So that'll be fun. Anything with Miles is always good, and I'm looking forward to seeing him and Ben Reilly butt heads. Then we've got a facsimile, and this is a shout out to my boy Gary B. the Casual Comic Guy, who just hit his 1,000 subscriber mark. So congratulations to my boy Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy. And if you're not subbed up to Gary B, you need to go over and sub him up, and let's keep him over that 1,000 sub mark. Awesome guy in the community, started the hashtag Grow Together movement, and a good friend of mine. So the book this week is a facsimile, as I said, and it's Conan the Barbarian, #1 from 1970. I know Gary B will be on the lookout for this one, and I think even I'm going to pick it up and give it a read so I can talk about it with Gary B, because I never read Conan and he loves it. So I'm definitely going to grab this one and give it a read this week. Next up, the new Donny Cates run with Hulk. We got Hulk #2. The solicitation says that the Hulk hurtles farther into space, but he is not alone out there. So issue 1, if you read it, let's just say it's interesting. And I am intrigued about what's getting ready to happen. So Hulk #2 is out this week. It's actually one of the first books I'll probably read. Then we jump over to a Star Wars book, and that's Star Wars The High Republic #12, where the hunt for Laura Dane continues. And wrapping up the key issues list for Marvel is Strange Academy #14. And this story actually takes place a decade in the future. So love the Strange Academy run. It's been one of my favorite reads from Marvel. There's not a ton of stuff from Marvel right now that I'm really enjoying, but I do like Strange Academy. Looking forward to checking out #14 this week. All right, so that wraps up our keys for Marvel. Let's jump over into our indies, and the first one is from Bad Idea, and that is Odin's Eye #1. Slaveg, a young farm girl of great promise, is haunted by visions from the god king Odin himself. In words she cannot understand and images too violent for a child to comprehend, Odin tasks Slaveg with brutal missions. Retrieve his eye, the one he famously traded for wisdom, and bring it back to him. So Bad Idea, I've kind of had mixed thoughts on their books. Most of them have been pretty good, just not real big on their marketing plan per se. But Odin's Eye #1 sounds kind of cool, and so one you may want to check out this week. Then we jump over to Black Mask Comics, and we've got Hectate's Will #1. This book is written and illustrated by breakout new creator Yolanda Zaffardino. Hectate's Will is a story of legendary NYC graffiti artist who has decided to retire and abandon her mission of changing the world through her art. But before she quits, she's going to create one final street art experience, a graffiti scavenger hunt through the streets of Manhattan that will lead her fans to a final message and artistic testament. As her street art experiment catches fire with the young NYC artist and activist, and while she simultaneously gets roped into working on a rock musical, all of Hectate's expectations and assumptions will be challenged. I think that sounds kind of cool. So graffiti artist, scavenger hunt, who knows what's going to happen, but I think this book sounds cool from Black Mask Comics, and that's Hectate's Will #1. Then we jump over to Dark Horse, and a book I'm really looking forward to this week. This was written by Mike Richardson. He is the creator of The Mask, producer of the Hellboy film franchise, and writer of the 47 Ronin graphic novel. And that is Cloaked #1. 25 years ago, a genuine masked hero came out of nowhere to declare war on crime. All of America celebrated the exploits of the black-clad vigilante as he took down one lawbreaker after another. And then he disappeared. But when down on his luck investigator Jake Stevens is hired to find the long-missing Dark Avenger, his inquiries threaten to expose the myth behind the mask. So yeah, I think that sounds cool. That's a book I'm really looking forward to. I read that in the previews, I don't know, probably a month or two ago. I really kind of dug, I like the cover, and I dig this synopsis. So Cloak #1 from Dark Horse is a definite pickup for me this week. The next book is from a company I don't know that I've ever seen before, and the title is Shriek #1. All new tales of horror and dark fantasy from 8 creators of the macabre. Jim Whitting launches the return of Lady Dracula. While living in a trailer park in upstate New York, Cassandra, the daughter of Dracula, is hunted by the army of Nosferatu. No chance I said that right. Go read the synopsis yourself and then laugh at me. And begins the journey to restore the reign of Dracula. So, hadn't really ever heard of that company necessarily, but I kind of thought that was cool or sounded cool, and I like a good Dracula story. So that's Shriek #1 from Fantico. Then we jump over to Image, and we got King Spawn #5 out this week. And in issue #5, we find out the identity of the Disruptor. Then over to Red 5 Comics, we've got Downloaded #1. When Eric is hit by a mysterious blast of light from space, he suddenly finds his mind filled with designs for strange devices. But when he blindly begins building them, He won't discover what they do until he and his friends turn them on. But do they dare? I think that sounds cool too. And I like a lot of Red 5 titles. I don't know, people watching this, if you've checked out many of their books, but I do dig a Red 5 book from time to time. Downloaded number 1, sounds like it'll hit that mark for me this week. And that's why I put it on the key issues list. And then wrapping up our key issues for the indie books this week is a book from Scout Comics. And this is called Ranger Stranger number 1. Ranger Stranger is a gallows comedy set in majestic Hackensack National Park, a vast Bob Rossian world of woods and waters for the adventurous camper or hiker to enjoy. Unfortunately, everything from the wildflowers to the homicidal deer to the park official wants to murder you. Enjoy your visit. So I think that sounds fun. It'll be a comedy, and from Scout Comics, that's a book I'm definitely going to check out. All right, that's it for our key issues this week. Let's jump over into our first appearances, and we do have several this week. The first one is Batgirls number 1, and this is the first full appearance of the true identity of the hacker, the Seer. So if you've been reading Batgirl, the Seer is this hacker. It's kind of like the Oracle, and they can't figure out who she is, but her true identity is revealed in this book. Then at Marvel, we've got Defenders number 4, where you get the first appearance of the 4th Cosmos and the embodiment of good and evil. It's basically the origin of the Marvel Universe. Back over to DC, we have Future State Gotham number 8. This is the first appearance of the next Joker, the successor to the original. So that could be cool, and that's one I'm definitely going to grab just in case. I may grab a couple copies of that one anytime the Joker's involved, and if anything comes out of this Future State, with these new characters, it's definitely something you're going to want to have. Then a book that I hear a lot about, I have not read myself, and that's Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill Tour number 4. And in this book, you get the first appearance of Mephitic, a villain made of toxic sludge. Then, as I said earlier, one of my most anticipated titles of the week is Hulk number 2, and you get the first appearance of a second Bruce Banner, who was referenced in the solicitation for issue number 3. Then we have a first appearance in Star Wars The High Republic Adventures Annual number 1. We get the first full appearance of Belle Zettifar, who is a Jedi Padawan, and her Charhound, Ember. And from a new Wolverine book this week is Wastelanders Wolverine number 1, and we get the first appearance of Downfall, an enemy of Wolverine with adamantium armor. So that could be cool. The cover's really cool on that one too, and that's definitely what I'm hoping to check out this week. And then wrapping up our first appearances list this week is not a true first appearance, it's a first cover appearance, and that is Wonder Girl number 6, and that is the first cover appearance of Poitra. So a lot of cool books coming out this week, especially if you're a first appearance collector. Got several out this week that I think could have some promise down the road. All right, guys, so that's it for the list this week. Now let's get into our giveaway. Now, as I said last week, we're going to start doing a giveaway in this video and do Comic Book Day on a budget. So all you had to do was be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment. And I would do a random comment picker. So the books that I chose were this Wonder Woman Annual 2021. I absolutely love that cover. That was actually in my covers last week. And then so was this, the Lee Bermejo cover for Gotham City Villains, the Giant Size Annual number 1. So, or Anniversary Giant number 1, not Annual. So the winner of these 2 books is Tino73, who left a comment. Great video as always, very informative. Thank you, Tino73, for watching and commenting. And if you'll reach out to me on my Instagram with your mailing information, I will get these 2 books out to you. So congratulations. All right, now for this week, what books are we going to give away? I picked out 2 books, 2 other covers, and neither of which that I included on my cover list. But when I got to the LCS and I was looking through my books, these 2 really kind of stood out to me. The first one is Dark Knights of Steel number 2. This is that Wonder Woman variant. And when I got to the store, I was like, man, that is cool. So I grabbed that one for the giveaway this week. And then I really like this Black Cat Infinity Score variant. Really dug that cover as well. Black Cat's been trying to gather the Infinity Stones, and that's what that kind of represents. So yeah, I think those are 2 cool covers, and that'll be the giveaway this week. So to win these 2 books, you've got to be a subscriber to the channel, hit the like button on this video, and just leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. Tell me hi, anything you want to, just leave a comment, and then we'll randomly select a winner next week. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me on the channel. I just got back from C2E2. I'm pretty exhausted. I just woke up from a nap, but I had an absolute blast. Make sure you kind of keep an eye out for the end of this week. I'm going to try to release a haul video of the things I picked up while at C2E2. Got to meet a bunch of my friends that I've made on YouTube and had an absolute ball. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. I hope you have the greatest new comic book day ever. I know I'm going to. As we always end these things, until next time.